Alright, this is the guide for storage on hard mode. This level is kinda difficult because it's very dark and the encounters are quite close. First thing you need to do is go in this room, close the door behind you. As soon as you pick up this rod drill part, the enemy will spawn, and you're going to want to wait in this room for about a minute, maybe a little bit more. I think this encounter is actually quite brief, but I'd just like to be safe just by staying a bit longer. So I'm trying to move closer just to try and hear the enemy, and I can't hear it, which is a good indication. But I'm just going to be safe and hang back for a bit. So don't be afraid to use your lantern in this room, but just not for too long, maybe just for a couple of seconds like I'm doing now. This level's very dark, you'll need to use your lantern quite a lot, so be generous with it. So I'm just going to check, I'm pretty sure the coast is clear here. I don't see any or hear anything, so I'm just going to continue, but slowly. So you're going to want to go around here and go across here and down these stairs. So down here there's a few things we need to do. We need to check, we're going to check all the rooms for resources as well. There's nothing in here, I think. Check this one next. I think there is something in here. Yeah, it's in the box, yep. And I don't see anything else. This one, we need to pick up the drill part from back here. And then you need to go into this one and you need to pick up another drill part on the shelf. And then you need to go to this first of two barrels of liquids, I don't know what it is, and then you need to put your drill on it and then use your chemical pot on it so it's partially filled now, and then you need to go over to this one and do the same thing. So now you will have an explosive, which is great, just what we need. So head back up the stairs, and then you need to go to the right, and you'll probably trigger a flashback, which is slightly annoying. But yeah, just keep your lantern out at all times. Well, not all times, but most times. When it's really dark.
Please, let me go. I won't tell anyone, I swear. I just want to go home.
So we're just going to wait until the cutscene is over, just so we can see a bit better. I'm going to look at this candle. You need to use your explosives on the rocks, and then you need to throw a rock at the explosive, and then you need to stand back from it, run back up the stairs. Then it should blow up, and then you can progress. So in the next area, it's very important that you stay on the left side. We're almost there, hold on. So after this flashback, in this room here, you need to stay on the left at all times. If you go on the right side, there's a monster that could spawn out of one of the doors, but that's only if you go close to the doors. So stay on the left side, go through here and up the stairs. Another flashback. Follow this path down here. When you reach this room here, you need to go right and into this room on the right here. Close the door behind you. You know what's coming. And pick up these two parts, the two rods. So now an enemy has just spawned outside, and we're going to be waiting here for about 2 or 3 minutes. Purely because this encounter does like to wander around quite a lot, I found. This is one of the longer encounters, but it's pretty easy if you just stay back and not do anything. You can use these candles for light sources without your lantern if you stand in this spot or sit in this spot. Just be careful not to go too close to the door. So I can actually hear the enemy. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear it on the other side of this wall. So I know that he's not actually at that door, but I'm anticipating him walking over to the door. He may not break it down, he'll probably walk around in that area. So now I can't really hear him very well, so I'm gonna check. I'm just gonna wait, actually. I'm not sure if I can hear it. It's quite hard with the music. But just be very slow on this part, because it's quite difficult to tell if they're still there. And I think I did hear him, so I'm backing off. Okay, so now I'm just going to open the door and check. Should be fine. And I think we are safe. I'm just going to take it very slowly though. So we are actually safe now. I don't see him anywhere. You can go on the left side of this room now, because that's where the monster came out of, that door there. And you can check in there, it's fine. I can't remember if there's any resources in there. It's always important to check for resources. Alright, so the next area has another encounter. And the strat I'm using is quite risky, but it should be okay. So once you go past this part, once you head up the stairs, a monster will spawn. Head back, run over to this area, and you're going to want to put a barrel in front of you. Now this is very risky, I think. If you want, you can run all the way back to where you picked up the rods and wait there. But because I'm impatient, I just went here, and I actually saw him there, and I got a bit scared. So I'm just going to look at the ground, and I don't see him anymore. But I'm just going to wait anyway. But like I said, if you want, you can go all the way back to where you found the rods. It's much safer. It'll just be a bit longer. Or you can do this. This is a perfectly good method. It's just risky if you have your lantern on or something like that, because as you saw, the enemy was right there. So I think it's safe now. So I'm just gonna go and have a look. Eventually. Alright, I'm going now. So, obviously take it slow. It's, as I said, it's very hard to hear the monsters sometimes. If you take it slow and use headphones, it's much easier to hear them. So I'm just looking, being very slow. I'm trying to sort of establish my surroundings. I don't see him anywhere. At this point, I thought I heard him. I thought I heard him here, so I did back off. I did back off here a little bit, because I thought I heard him in that door. But I listened again and there was nothing. So I am advancing. And that is the storage done. Just run to the end of this hall, and through the door back to the back hall.